Most people don't get those experiences because they never ask. I've never found anybody that didn't want to help me if I asked them for help. Steve Jobs.
When you need a miracle, be miracle. Steve Jobs.
Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Steve Jobs.
One way to remember who you are is to remember who your heroes are.
If today were the last day of your life, would you want to do what you are about to do today? Steve Jobs.
You can build your own things that other people can use. And once you learn that, you'll never be the same again. Steve Jobs.
There is a tremendous amount of craftsmanship between a great idea and a great product. Steve Jobs.
I think death is the most wonderful invention of life. It purges the system of these old models that are obsolete. Steve Jobs.
The doers are the major thinkers. The people that really create the things that change this industry are both the thinker and doer in one person. Steve Jobs.
No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. Steve Jobs.
I'm actually as proud of many of the things we haven't done as the things we have done. Steve Jobs.
Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful. That's what matters to me. Steve Jobs.
Creativity is just connecting things. Steve Jobs.
If you don't love it, you're going to fail. Steve Jobs.
I think different religions are different doors to the same house. Sometimes I think the house exists, and sometimes I don't. It's the great mystery. Steve Jobs.
Things don't have to change the world to be important. Steve Jobs.
Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Steve Jobs.
You get your wind back, remember the finish line, and keep going. Steve Jobs.
You should never start a company with the goal of getting rich. Your goal should be making something you believe in and making a company that will last. Steve Jobs.
If you're gonna make connections that are innovative, you have to not have the same bag of experience as everyone else does. Steve Jobs.